Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Striking Fury, the official podcast for your Empire Strykers. I am your co-host, Amanda the Panda Philemon, and of course, I am joined today by the loud, the proud, the always stands out in a crowd, Christian Philly Philemon.
Why, thank you to my partner in pod and my partner in life, my brilliant co-host and my beautiful wife, Amanda the Panda. As much fun as it is to do this solo, it's a lot more fun doing this with you. The husband and wife team here to preach to you that defend the Empire dream. Hello, Empire Squadron. Welcome back to another episode of Striking Fury. We told y'all that we would be back with multiple episodes. And today, we're pretty thrilled. We're pretty honored to have a couple of very special guests on the pod today. A couple of indoor soccer legends and soon to be coaching legends in the Inland Empire and the Major Arena Soccer League. But of course, introductions are in order.
Yes.
First, I'd like to introduce one of the most successful and one of the fastest players the indoor game has ever seen. In a professional career that has spanned over 20 years, and hopefully the internet didn't give me false information because you know it never does that. He managed to score 469 goals, having played in 665 career matches, playing professionally in the MISL, the CISL, the NPSL, the MLS, just to name a couple of acronyms. Multiple championships down in San Diego, 7 if you're counting, lucky number 7. Having played for a legendary coach and a legendary team. He even has his number retired in the rafters of Pechanga Arena. He succeeded everywhere that he has gone and has helped train other athletes to do the same thing. With a business called Speed to Burn, you know this man has to be fast. A man so fit that he looks like he could still be playing. We have the newest head coach for the Empire Strykers. We have Paul Wright.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
All right, and since, well, 2 Pauls are always better than one, we have with us today the Strykers' newest assistant head coach. He's a legend when it comes to the indoor game, and, well, it all started in England with the Wolverhampton Wanderers at the young age of 16, actually. After a few years, he made the move to the U.S., ultimately signing with the San Diego Sockers, helping them earn 4 titles over 5 years. He had stints with the CISL, NPSL, and the MLS, and in 536 games in both indoor and outdoor, he scored 473 goals. He ultimately made the move to the coaching side, helping lead the La Jolla Nomads U15 team to the U.S. National Championship. He had assistant coaching jobs with the San Diego Flash, the UC San Diego men's team, as well as the Manchester Soccer Club and Rancho Santa Fe Attack. Most recently, he was the head coach for the San Diego WFC Sea Lions in the WPSL. Please help me in welcoming Paul Dougherty.
Hi, thank you for a lovely introduction.
Absolutely, you deserved every bit of it. Yes, we're so excited that you guys are both here today, and we kind of want to get to know you both a little bit better and share that with the world.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a fun, easygoing conversation. I know you gentlemen are here to do some business, but we're also here to have some fun because that's what we're here to do on Striking Fury in front of the Empire Squadron here. Now, first thing I got to ask, and I pose this question to the both of you, is how excited are you to be a part of this hungry to establish itself franchise?
Well, I'll start. I'm super excited. This is something that I thought 4 or 5 months ago I would have never envisioned doing. And so, yeah, having this opportunity that's come arise is just, I'm ecstatic, and bringing Paul on board, really happy with how things are getting started here.
Yeah, we love the game of soccer. It's been our lives since we left high school as full-time players, to play it and to be involved with it for so many years. I won't give away my age, but it's been a long time since I left high school. But I think our passion, even past just the game of soccer, is the indoor game. We both still play it, still watch it, we're still around it, and as much as we've had good success and enjoyed the outdoor, I think our real passion is in the indoor game.
Now, your guys' career has kind of come together. You guys have played together with the Strykers at one point. You also played against each other in the outdoor league. How do you think that experience playing together and against each other is going to factor in to you guys now coaching together?
Well, we've always been pals since the day he came over from England, and we hit it off from day one, and we've been in the what do you call them, the trenches battling with each other. So we kind of know each other really well and what we're made of, and what it takes to win. And so, yeah, I am really comfortable with him by my side, and on and off the field, we're definitely pals.
We know each other's like personalities and what, we respected each other from what we gave on the field, and Paul was blessed with a lot of speed, but his work rate outside of just having good speed, which he worked on also, and just his performance, and we'll try and put that same effort into the coaching, when we go out there and and try and impose that on the players, for our teams that play.
Absolutely.
As far as your playing careers are concerned, obviously we could spend a couple of days talking about that, and maybe we will on episodes down the road. And I want to still see y'all smiling in a couple of games. Hopefully we still see these smiles midway through the season. But obviously we're here to talk about coaching. Now, Paul, you had mentioned something during the introductions that, several months ago, you wouldn't have envisioned currently being in this position right here. And these questions, again, I posed them to the both of you. Like, how did the opportunity to coach an Empire come about, and what was it that appealed to you most about this situation?
Well, me personally, I've been a fan of the indoor game since I retired. I've been going to a lot of games. I've watched the Empire Strykers play numerous times. I've been up here for the finals when they played the Strykers in the finals. So I knew what a great franchise it was, and the chance to come into a franchise like this and basically revamp it and show them the winning ways, and just having a real my hand on a franchise like this to really develop the young players and the talent around was just an opportunity I couldn't pass up.
Yeah. So Paul gave me a phone call one day. He asked me, "Are you interested in coming and taking a look?" Initially, and we see each other almost weekly outside of soccer. In the San Diego area where we both live. So it really piqued my interest, and it wasn't too long after that. Says, Paul, if you're aboard, if you want me aboard, I'm next to you.
Well, sure glad that you made that phone call, and happy to have you guys both on board. Now, you both have such close ties to a club that is not too far from here, the San Diego Strykers. In the NFL, there's a certain team in Vegas that is silver and black, prides themselves on saying, once a Raider, always a Raider. Strykers have such a rich history, and they do a fantastic job at giving the history and the respect that it deserves. You're now going to be coaching against that very team that no less than half a dozen times this season. How does that make you feel, being able to go up against them kind of on the other side? I know you've played against them as players. Now you get to coach against them. Tell us your feelings on that and what's going through your head.
Had so many clubs between us. It's kind of diluted. It's not like you're going back to the club.
Right.
We've had indoor and outdoor teams that we've always gone back to and played against, that we used to play against. I mean, there's even Baltimore in this league.
Mm-hmm.
We both played for them and played against them, played for them. So there's a whole list. It's not the first time going to one of the former teams, but certainly makes it a little bit more interesting, I would say. So
for sure.
No, it lights a fire for me. I'm excited about it to kind of get this rivalry, even up this rivalry, so to speak.
Ooh, I like that.
Something down in the pre-match that we were former players and try and boost their, make it add a little bit more spice to the game.
It's going to be interesting for sure.
Still go back for the alumni game and playing the alumni game.
Yeah,
I was going to say, they're still going to welcome you back now that you're playing for the rival up north.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think we'll make it this year.
We're going to be busy.
That's right. You're going to have your hands full, I'm sure, with other things, hopefully lifting some trophies, stuff like that. So,
And that brings us to a really good point. Back in 2021, when this franchise was called the Ontario Fury, they were seconds away from being able to host the Ron Newman Cup during that COVID season, which some will argue was one of the most competitive seasons that this league has ever had, because practically everybody that was talented was playing on some team, and it was an all-star team every which way, shape, and form that you look at it, head to toe. Now, because we had that near miss, and these last couple of seasons, we've gone down to the wire, final game of the season. Like, what changes can we expect to see? And what do you anticipate being new for this upcoming Strykers team? I know the team hasn't been formed, but as far as like styles and ideologies, like what changes do you envision happening for this team?
Well, I was at that game, the game you spoke about, that final, and up here watching. And it was very unfortunate how the game ended for the Empire. San Diego obviously capitalized on that. But I just think there was a little bit of a lack of discipline in the final there, and especially in the final quarter and in the final play. And I think that we're going to make sure that every box is checked and every player that's on the field is confident to handle any situation that they're put in. That's a very stressful situation for players, and hopefully we'll be able to, recreate that in other scenarios along the way, going down to Mexico, so on and so forth. So we're ready to deal with those type of situations.
Yeah, I saw that game actually several times on the TV. You couldn't get much closer to winning the championship than that. So that must have been. I mean, I felt for you as much as it's nice to see your former team win it. I felt for the Empire Strikers losing that one when it's so close. I've been in that situation myself before, and it was actually a referee's decision who actually, literally half a second before we put the equaliser in the deciding game, he blew the whistle for us. If you just held that whistle for literally a second more, it would have been overtime, sudden death sort of thing. But that hurts for a long while.
Yeah.
Things like that.
For sure.
As far as the team goes, we're still early on in we're still just hitting October here, and don't have. Well, originally it was 70 days from our first home opener, but now I see there's most likely games before that. So we have the guys who some are on the first team, some are on the bubble of the first team. They're coming out once a week, so we come up and organise that on a weekly basis. With certainly when we get closer to the season starting next month in November, then we'll have them out a lot more regular basis, almost a daily basis. So, and then we'll start forming the team. I think we're similar in the way how we want teams to play, but we've got to have the players to do it. So we've got to analyse and find out the type of players that we're able to attract and really judge it from there.
Sounds good.
Now that we're all under the same roof, we could all agree that Van Zelle handled the ball outside of the box, and that should have been called, right? We're all under the same roof, right? I'm not going to put you on the spot on that one. I'm not bitter, no. By no means am I bitter.
Yeah, we've totally forgotten about that game. Yeah, we've totally moved forward.
Yeah, that Ted Lasso goldfish thing, it's not real. I can't forget these things. Anyways, moving right along. The goal in any profession, a professional sport, is to win a championship, first and foremost. And this league and sport is no different. Other than setting your sights on the Ron Newman Cup for yourselves professionally as coaches, what are some goals that you have for yourselves going into the season?
Well, that's an interesting question for me because this is my rookie year as a coach. And so my expectations are really just, my plan is to really put a really cohesive unit together. Obviously the goal is to win a championship, but before that, you've got to build a cohesive unit that everyone's battling for each other and everyone has the same objective. So yeah, just building the group, and as we're all having with the same goals moving forward.
Yeah, I would like to see the guys certainly reach their full potential, with, in possession of the ball, making sure that they're not indecisive, and willing to take chances and be exciting. If they possess, certainly use the strengths that they have, and then of course on the defensive side of the ball, they're expected to work really hard to win the ball back for the team. Be a good team player, and certainly work a lot harder and become better defensively without the ball. So both sides of the ball expect 100%.
Yeah, it's definitely be exciting brand of soccer that we're going to be bringing up and down the field. Very athletic, very fast, similar to the way we used to play.
Very humble, wouldn't you say these two fine gentlemen are? I'm thinking, and I'm throwing this out there into the universe. MASL Coach of the Year Awards right here. I'm calling this right now. I'm setting that for a personal goal for me to call.
Let's not put the cart before the horse quite yet.
Yeah, we did accidentally do that during that hashtag championship season.
Yeah, well, I kind of want to switch gears just a little bit, kind of have a little fun question here. Now, we saw you both coach recently in the USA versus Mexico game, the men's and the women's. And my question to you is, how differently is it training or coaching men versus women? And were you surprised at all at how quickly the women picked up the indoor game? Some of them never ever playing that kind of football before.
Yeah, certainly. We only had 1 day of practice and a little morning session before the game. So, barely got to know most of the girls. Some of them, half of them actually day of the game. So it was really surprising for me to see how good that game turned out. That I thought both teams performed very well. I saw the talent in them because we scrimmaged against them for the practice session, basically the week of the game. And that Mexican team really were much better than us, so we were a little bit nervous going into the game. And then all of a sudden, whatever adrenaline or whatever it was, excitement from that arena, which was the Empire did a great job of creating a good atmosphere in there. They shot out to a 3-1 lead, I think it was, in the first quarter, and really throughout the whole game it was back and forth. It turned out to be surprisingly much better than probably most people expected.
Absolutely, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
He's very humble. He had those girls very prepared in a very short amount of time. That morning practice, the practice went an hour longer than it should have. Just him going through things that he wanted to cover. But yeah, he had them very well prepared in just one day. So yeah, a lot of credit goes to him.
What was really endearing, I remember when Panda interviewed you at halftime, and we could see just watching in the booth, we were quiet, and the conversation, you were just genuinely excited. Like you can feel it even just watching it on the TV screen. It really was such an amazing atmosphere. And both games so competitive. I thought it was a lot harder for the guys to build up to the level of the girls, because the girls game was high scoring, action packed. The guys, it took a little while for things to get rolling.
Yeah,
they started off slow, didn't they, guys?
Yeah, it was a bit of a feeling out process too, knowing, basically the other team was, Chihuahua and a lot of familiar faces, and, us gelling as a unit. We only had one practice too that morning, but the energy was fantastic. It was an honor to really be part of it.
Great comeback win. It really got them going at the end, the fans.
It was fantastic. And you kind of mentioned it. You said, the arena and how well packed and attended it was. I feel like the Empire really does a good job all season of that. Are you guys looking forward to performing in the environment that we are known to create here in the Inland Empire?
Sure. I know that we're going to have to talk, get conversation between the two of us. We're going to have to be this close. It was that loud sometimes.
Yep.
We would be screaming at each other from 2 feet away. So the noise that was generated that night, and it if the regular season, if that's anything to go by, we're going to have to make adjustments. We're going to have to do some sort of sign language, a lot more board work. Yeah.
We both lost our voices out.
Yeah.
No doubt, indeed. Yeah, we're very much looking forward to this season and hopefully a similar type of environment to call the games and for you guys to coach in front of.
Yeah, for sure. And shout out to Renee and the entire staff. I mean, they've been working tirelessly trying to get as many cheeks in the seats at Toyota Arena. So we're hoping for a good crowd all season long. And even towards the end of last season, the numbers just kept getting bigger and bigger. So yeah, you're probably going to have to practice that sign language sometime soon. We're all very eager for this season to start. I mean, that USA-Mexico game was just a tease. The fact that we have to still wait this long to kick things off, it kind of stinks from that perspective. And as much as we want to get involved in the nitty-gritty and the aspects of the players, to date, this recording, October 7th, we don't have a team yet, so we're not going to go into that. But obviously, you have a combine that you need to go to see who the next Strykers star could potentially be. So we want to keep it too long, but we want to have a couple of fun questions to ask y'all personally. And, you know, we didn't prepare you for this because sometimes like the immediate reactions are what's fun. What would your favorite memories be? One, okay, and I say memories because there's two. Paul squared, 2 Pauls in the room. 2 Pauls are better than one. What was your favorite memory as a player?
You first, just.
There's so many to choose from, I'm sure. That's a very hard
Tell
question.
you this one's.
Okay.
So we won the championship in San Diego one time, and they were calling out they were doing the presentation, packed arena, loud in there, and the guy on the mic goes, the MVP is, and Paul had a great playoff series, really good. It was between him and another guy who were like playoff MVPs, and I knew it was very hard to hear, and I knew he was. I think I was standing next to him, so I could see he wasn't here. And I'm like, Paul, it's you. So Paul walks up to the guy who's handing out the trophy, and the guy looks at him and goes, No, it's Tomo.
Oh no.
I remember that.
Oh, you're like, that was not my favorite memory as a player.
I was listening to him. Anyway. Yeah, mine would have to be the goal I scored in 3 seconds in Baltimore. That's just gonna live forever.
The record, yeah.
Yeah, the record goal. So
That's amazing.
An amazing moment that I remember.
Love that. Yeah, that's pretty incredible. I mean, that's definitely going to be hard to
Straight
beat.
from the kickoff, by the way. It was flicked over by somebody. He ran straight on to hit straight in.
That speed, man. Got you there. All right, so let's imagine we are years into the future and your time coaching this team is up. How do you envision walking away from this organization with the feeling of mission accomplished, and what does that kind of look like for the two of you?
Well, for me, I've kind of the whole franchise from the front office, talking with Seth and Renee and the people in the office, and I kind of know what a championship franchise looks like, and it's just not on the field; it's off the field. It's in the office too. So my thing would be to leave this franchise in great hands with people that can kind of take it and run with what we've built on and off the field. So I just want to really leave it in good hands.
Love that.
I think we should, if we get good success on the field, we've got to get winning games, because that will bring in your supporters straight away. Once we get some level of continuously game-winning games and seasons under our belt, and bring, it's a great game, and still people are not exposed to indoor soccer. Certainly nowadays, where there's so much outdoor soccer is always on your TV, or back in the day, sometimes indoor used to be almost as he started off, when we started off, it was more popular. It was the league to play in. And that now it's kind of reversed its role and took a little bit more of a backseat to the MLS and kind of there's several other leagues alongside that. We want people to get out there, experience it for the first time, put on a good show for them, and keep them coming back, and as maybe get them full by the end of the season, or if we can get into championship games, and it's a big arena to fill, but let's get as close to it as we can.
Yeah, I think we definitely want that as well. I think that's definitely what we've been striving for, growing this league, growing the awareness of the league at the beginning, because we know the product is there. I mean, it is so entertaining. It's so fun. I don't know that anybody has ever left a game and just didn't have a good time. So I think this is definitely on the same page with you on that.
I love the indoor game. We're all here to grow it, and we're going to make it succeed, thrive, and prosper, because it's just too awesome to not have that be the case. And obviously, we're looking forward to the season. December 15th, home opener at Toyota Arena. If you haven't got your tickets, make sure you get online, talk to your rep, take care of that. Fellas, before we let you go, just a couple thoughts or words, like any final things you want to say to the Empire Squadron / Armada out there before we let you go?
Yeah, like wonderful.
I'm truly excited for the upcoming season. We're going to really put a talented group on the field, and Paul and I are putting together game plans as we speak, and talking on our commute up, all the time, how we're going to mold this team and what it's going to look like. So it's going to be a very exciting product that we're going to put on the field. So I'm excited, and I just hope guys will come out and give it a chance and see what we're doing, because it's definitely going to be a different team than they've seen in the past, and a more exciting, more energetic, more energetic group that we're going to bring to the table. So
there'll certainly be a lot of energy out there. I hope at the end of the day, we put players out there who just go out there and give their 100% for the shirt, and make sure that the fans get their money's worth. Just strive to be the best players they can, have the right attitude, and our jobs as coaches is channel their energy in the right direction. Make sure they're doing the best they can, but certainly we need to put a good product on the field for them to make sure they keep coming back and filling the seats.
Yeah, most definitely. We are so excited for the season to just get underway. Paul, Philly,
Panda,
Empire, we are so excited you guys joined us today, getting to know our new coach and assistant head coach for the Empire Strykers. We're going to see you guys on the turf very soon, and we cannot wait.
Empire Armada, we out. See you at the arena.